Coming up in today's episode, Dave Bautista has a crazy new look, Netflix gets cooked, and The Rock gets trolled. And with that, we move on to your favorite segment, my favorite segment, everybody's favorite segment. We move on to Cheap Pops.
What does everybody want? What does everybody need?
Oh, another cheap pop.
What does everybody love?
Oh, that cheap pop is there for the taking.
Did you happen to see the Logan Paul and Mike Tyson fight live?
No, of course not.
You didn't?
No.
You have Netflix, don't you?
I do. One, I have no interest in seeing Jake Paul in anything, and I didn't even know it was last night. I mainly have Netflix around for Seinfeld.
Oh, well, it was last night. It drew major numbers, so much to the fact that you could say the world was watching. Now, Jake Paul, he mentioned that there was around 126 million people watching, so massive numbers they did. I'm not going to talk about the fight specifically. How this ties into wrestling is the fact that there was 126 people watching this live stream, which led to a massive 126 million. Now, this is by Jake Paul's numbers, so it might be more,
Gotcha.
might be less.
Let's be conservative and say 100 million.
Fair enough. But yes, this led to a massive, massive failure on the streaming side. Netflix was buffering like it varied, right?
Mm.
So for us, we got it like, I don't know, every 5 minutes it would buffer. And by buffer, I mean like loading. We had to like exit the app and go back to it,
Oh, that's
turn the
frustrating.
TV off, unplug the TV, unplug the router.
Was it Netflix altogether, or was it just for the fight?
It was just for the fight.
Okay. You imagine like snuggling up in your comforter watching Gilmore Girls and having to watch buffering because of the fucking Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, it just crashes the whole thing. Yeah, that would be bad. But yeah, so it started for us, and we reset the router and did all this. Not that many people were on the internet in the house. I was like, that's weird, but we reset it, started over, and it did it again, and then it happened again, like within 5 minutes. So then I took to the internet and saw that it was happening for everybody. And therein lies the problem. It was not a good experience in the streaming side because it kept buffering. And then you had people who were talking about the last time they did a live event. It also, not to this extent, but it did some buffering. So where it ties into wrestling, fans then got concerned that when Raw moves to Netflix, are we going to have to deal with this buffer issue? Because clearly Netflix doesn't know what they're doing with life. So that is the concern for fans. I put out immediately, don't be too concerned with what's happening with this fight, because I don't think 100 million people will be watching Raw at once. Like maybe the debut show will have like, I don't know, I would say maybe like 3 million for the debut, but they're going to get nowhere near that. So I don't think it's a problem.
How often has Netflix done the live stuff?
Now, here's the thing though. They don't do it a lot, but the stream issue is a thing. So they did that. I think Dave Chappelle, one of his comedy specials, was live. It was either him or Cat Williams. There was issues there. There was this dating show. The finale was supposed to be live, and they failed that too. And there's another comedy show they did live, and they failed that too. So they don't have a good track record with running lives. They have a good track record of having live streams, as in like, they're creating buzz, but it seems like they can't handle the people once they get there.
I don't think WWE has to worry about that unless they happen to get Tyson and Jake Paul in a match.
Yeah, so we get a follow-up, Fightful. They reached out to some sources within WWE, and according to Fightful, they said that WWE sources immediately took note of Netflix's technical hiccups. Sources said Netflix assured WWE it will have things under control by the time wrestling events air. But one WWE higher-up joked, if we were ever doing the type of traffic Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were doing, that'd be a good problem to have. So they joked it off, but yeah.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, that was kind of sad for me. That was like, you're joking, oh yeah, if we ever got that kind of attention. Well, maybe you should try. I don't know. That sounds like you don't even try.
Stop emasculating your world champions.
Yeah, it's like a football team saying, oh yeah, if we ever try to win a championship. Or like us talking about another YouTube channel, oh, if we ever get those kind of numbers. No, it's when. It's not if. At least you have to believe it, even if it doesn't happen. But I don't know. Maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill there. But if you're concerned about the buffering issue, I'm gonna guess the first Raw will probably be rough. Maybe even the second Raw. But I think by end of the month they'll have it straightened out. But yeah, the first one's probably gonna get cooked because it's gonna have higher traffic, and then
No, they're
be
gonna
good.
overcompensate for Jake and Tyson. They'll be fine.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
Let us know
Fuck
what you think of it in the comments. But the next story, let's talk about Dave Batista. We got two things to talk about with Dave Batista. Number one, first and foremost, he took to Twitter to let everybody know that he has lost his dog Ollie. He sent out a tweet that says, "In loving memory of my sweet boy Ollie, he fought with all he had, and I hope I made him as happy as he made me. He loved people, animals, his sister, especially Maggie, sunbathing, stealing toys, and bedtime. Thank you to everyone who showed him love. Good night, Ollie. We love you." So it's a little sad and hurt that Dave Batista has lost his dog.
That is sad.
Yeah. T's and P's out for Batista on that.
What?
I said T's and P's, thoughts and prayers.
You've been on Blue Sky too long.
Prayer emojis. They got me. But yes, that's not all for Dave Batista. The other thing is he has hair. So
Is it hair or is it a wig?
I think it's hair.
So
I mean,
you're saying,
knowing him,
you're saying he grew all that
well, when's the last time?
when he was wearing pearls like a bitch on the red carpet?
Okay. I don't know, but if you look close up, I don't know much about wigs and not wigs.
I bet that's a wig.
Maybe it is.
There's no fucking way he grew his hair that long, that quickly.
Unless, movies are worked on way before, so maybe he did it. Because there's been a time that he's just been out of the limelight, just like quiet. So maybe during that time he had his long hair. So I'm saying it could, but if it's a wig, I guess I could see that too.
It's a wig.
But yes, I was watching Netflix. While I was watching Netflix, there was this trailer that got dropped. I don't know anything about it, but what first caught me was that it was Pamela Anderson. The movie is called The Last Showgirl, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, the movie's called The Last Showgirl.
You really stopped to look up the movie?
Yes. If you care. A seasoned showgirl must plan for her future when her show abruptly closes after a 30-year run. That is the description there. In the movie is Dave Batista, and there's a very jarring thing when he shows up with his wig. Because, yeah, it would definitely then not be his hair. But we can throw that up if you want. Next up, we got The Rock. He unfortunately got trolled.
Oh, that's all he gets these days.
Yes, because people don't understand the greatness that is The Rock. Remember, a couple weeks ago, I did mention that he has a new movie where he's fighting Santa or something. Well, this is the movie, and it's called Red One. It's already bombing. It's got like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that that's a credible site, but there it is.
It was also budgeted for like 250 million, and it's only made like, what, 20 million or something like that?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So, I mean, you can discredit Rotten Tomatoes all you want, but the numbers are there for it to be a bomb.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's a bomb. Who could we blame for this?
The Rock?
Isn't Jack Black in that movie? Let's see the lineup. We got Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, J.K. Simmons.
Captain America, you got Oren Ishii.
And the guy from State Farm. Or was it State Farm?
The black guy?
Yeah.
What?
Is it
What the
State
hell
Farm?
is this shit? God, look this up. Red One. Sounds like Red Commie to me.
Whiplash. Have you ever seen Whiplash?
No.
Oh, no, it's Farmers. Sorry. We are farmers. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's the wrong black guy.
That guy.
Nick Kroll is in it. J.K. Simmons
Maybe that's his name.
from Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. The newspaper guy.
He was also the serial rapist in Oz.
Oh, there you go. But yeah. So the movie's bombed, but The Rock received some backlash. Well, not backlash, but he's received his fair share of trolling because he compared the movie to the movie Oppenheimer, which I haven't seen, nor do I want to. But
Well, to be clear, he didn't compare it to Oppenheimer. At least from what I read, he watched Oppenheimer. He saw it on IMAX, and he said, "Oh, my movie would look cool on IMAX."
yeah, so I guess it's a loose comparison, but yeah, he was watching Oppenheimer and he said, "With this technology, my movie is going to be a game changer." But yeah, people took that as, "Oh, yep, you compared it to Oppenheimer, the classic movie that is."
What's
And again,
funny
I've
about it
never
though
seen
is that the movie is clearly a bomb. So it's like, oh man, this IMAX is gonna just do wonders for this movie, and it sucks.
it. Maybe it just helped people see how bad it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good for The Rock. But I guess the good thing is means he's going to be back over in WWE soon because,
Oh no, he's got Moana too to fuck up.
oh yeah,
I think the live action Moana as well. So he's got 2 other movies to fail.
I think he'll be successful with Moana.
We'll see. Disney doesn't have a whole lot of good standing these days.
Yeah, but the first Moana was so good.
Yeah, but that was when Disney had better standing.
Yeah, although they do seem to have seen the light and they're turning it around because they blamed Buzz Lightyear failing because of it being too gay.
I don't know about that, but another factor is The Rock's no longer the infallible Rock, where everything he does is awesome.
Yeah, it does seem like the tide's kind of shifting. I'm kind of worried.
Well, he needs to stop being such a fake, corny motherfucker.
Talking about going to, what was it, White Castle for the first time, like 7 times.
It's more than that. Like, he's just fake. He's not genuine. Or he comes across as fake. He pisses in bottles.
Well, I don't know. If he did go away, I think he's made enough money at this point.
You know, you're absolutely right. He does not have to want for anything right now.
But hopefully it turns around and he gets a little bit better.
He just needs to stop. I think social media has been the worst thing.
Yeah, when you peel back the onion and see that they're human, and then they start running their mouth a little too much.
They do
Like, oh,
human
you're
things.
you're gonna expose yourself with something you say.
Although it is kind of unfair that they have to keep their mouth shut while people like you and me, we can run our mouths.
I think it's funny that the people who don't care, they seem to be more bulletproof.
Yeah, because once you start apologizing and getting on your back feet, that's when you start losing.
Yeah, just move it on. Anyway, that's The Rock. And then our last story. Hulkamania's gonna run wild on the White House, brother. That's right. Hulk Hogan is being pitched to, I guess, be senator or run for Senate, take someone's place as Senate, something to that nature. Let's just read the tweet. So CNN's Scott, this is from Red Wave Press. This is where I first seen it. I don't know anything about him, so that's that. So CNN's Scott Jennings pitched retired WWE wrestler Hulk Hogan to replace Florida Senator Marco Rubio if he becomes Trump's Secretary of State. Jennings showed off his bright yellow Hulkamania sweater to deliver his pitch to Hulk Hogan for the Senate. If Marco Rubio does, in fact, become Secretary of State, we're going to need a new senator for the state of Florida. And we need someone with Rubio's national security credentials. Now there's one Floridian who can do it. He stood up to the Russians and the Iranians in the 1980s when he defeated the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, 2 of America's most lethal foes. He is a real American. He fights for the rights for every man, and he knows the courage is the thing that keeps us free. Ladies and gentlemen, I announce Ron DeSantis, get on it, Hulk Hogan for U.S. Senator.
It's Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
And then he closes out, and what you gonna do, Chuck Schumer, when Hulkamania runs wild on you, brother?
Oh, God. Hogan said this?
No, this is
Oh, this is the person that's still nominating?
this is the person who wants to bring Hogan in.
Who is this person? Is this just a fan?
Scott Jennings.
Oh, I know who Scott Jennings is. He's like the one conservative they have from CNN.
Oh,
They do the panels where they have 5 liberals saying the same shit, and then Scott Jennings will be the one conservative trying to have a dissenting opinion or give a counterpoint, and they all just gang up on him. To be fair, though, Fox News does that. Like, they'll have 5 conservatives and 1 liberal.
yeah, you gotta have someone to argue with.
I don't know. I don't like the whole 5-on-1 thing.
There is that. Maybe have it a little bit more even, but
Yeah.
you know, if everybody disagrees, it's what you call it, an echo chamber.
It's called MSNBC.
There you go. But yeah, that's nothing serious there. It's just some guy saying it. It doesn't seem like he has any political pull or anything.
I think somebody wanted him to be like the press secretary or something, but no, he's just a CNN anchor.
Yeah, but it's just funny that number one, that he calls for Hulk Hogan to do this, and number two, that we're seeing more and more wrestlers get into the political scene if that were to happen. It's like you leave wrestling and then you get into politics, like Kane and Jesse the Body. I'm sure there's others, but those are the two that are on top of my head.
I can't imagine Hogan in politics. Oh, sure, I'll sign that bill, brother, and then he doesn't.
It would be kind of entertaining. You know, where he would be, he wouldn't be giving any like speeches or anything. But you know, he's not going to be performing in front of a camera.
He would be if like they do the Congress shit. They play that stuff all the time on TV. Here's Senator Hogan running wild. It's actually kind of ridiculous. They all just like scream at each other all day, and they call that work.
Well,
That's what our tax dollars pay for.
there you go.
So I guess Hogan being part of it would liven things up, I guess, but no. I say that as a fan of Republicans and Hulk Hogan. I don't think it's a marriage that needs to happen.
Yeah, I just think it'd be wild to see. I mean, frankly, it might be a little bit scary to actually have him in the White House, but for the entertainment purposes, I would want to see it, I guess.
Well, maybe he can visit or something. Then you can see it.
Yeah. But on that note, let us know what you think of the stories. Let us know what you think of everything you heard.